It is difficult to imagine a time when it is more urgent to step beyond ourselves. There's so much need for compassion here, and a sure-footed wisdom, so much need to find again the clear blue sky. Antony Osler.
He is a wonderful teacher on how to live life. I'm not an easy person to live. I'm quick to anger, and he just absorbs that. So there's never any blame. We very, very seldom have times where we don't talk to each other because we're cross with each other. He's taught me that those things are such a waste of energy, holding on to opinions, holding on to fixed positions.
The sort of person that my brother is, for me, deeply sensitive. His health was also something which was affected by his sensitivity to outside things, and I think in sort of Zen Buddhist terms, perhaps to sufferings. And so this was always wonderful to experience that in one's brother.
My name is Antony Osler, and what we do here is we run wool sheep. We also have what we call a zendo, a meditation room. Now, I teach Zen meditation. We have Zen retreats here, and people come from all over the country, in fact from all over the world, come and spend a week or two here. Zen just means meditation, and for us meditation just simply means being present. Just, for instance, me listening to questions, sitting in the sun, hearing a bird, feeling the cool air of the early morning, just very literally being where I am. And to do that, I have to somehow stop the endless talking of the mind that comes, and the heart, of course. Talking about, so all the anxieties and opinions and arguments and busyness of my life, I have to put that down if I'm to hear the birds around me and feel the sun on my face in the morning.
The first time I came into contact with Buddhism, because I grew up in South Africa and you never heard of Buddhism, was when I was 30 years old and traveling overseas, and I found a book on Buddhism. It just resonated with me, and it traveled with me in my backpack for the year. It was just something that was asking me not to believe in anything, but because the truths or the teachings were so true to life, they really resonated with me. Gatte, gatte, pada, gatte, pada som, gatte, bodhi, swaha, gatte, gatte, pada, gatte, pada som, gatte, bodhi, swaha, gatte, gatte, pada, gatte, pada som, gatte, bodhi, swaha.
Antony's path certainly very, very different and unique. No, I always found myself full of admiration for it and found it very exciting. I learned from it. He always allowed people the space to learn because of his sort of natural reticence, and that remains a good experience to this day.
The meditation process, like everything else really, is essentially very simple. It's just being willing to stop, to sit still, and to allow the mind to find a natural stillness, a place of rest, and then to just feel the connectedness with this world. Kind of awakeness is Zen meditation. Sometimes it's necessary to, especially if your mind's all over the place, to sort of take a focus. But essentially that's just to help still the mind, which is so habitually active and busy, and to just come down to wherever we are and to be awake wherever we are. It's almost too simple to believe.
Acting from beyond our habitual self-interest carries with it a compelling quality of presence and authenticity. From the breadth of the wider view comes wisdom. From the intimacy of our connectedness comes compassion. We meet the world as it is. We meet each person as they are. From there we can act with gratitude and fearlessness, using our skills, intelligence, and experience for the benefit of all beings and the environment. Antony Osler.
My relationship with Antony, well, it starts in my memories of him being a new baby in the house. And I was then, I think, already a teenager, quite older than him. It started with all the world of baby sounds and screams and so on and so forth. And I just carried on my own life recklessly. And he grew up, and he was a wonderful younger brother to have. And he, like me, played a lot of sport. Unlike me, he a clear artistic side. He could write well, and at junior school he started getting an interest in writing and literature and art and stuff. And then his musical career was fascinating to me, because I think music is in all of us, isn't it? And it intrigued me and wonderful. I thought so exciting for my brother to be in bands and making music.
And how does he feel himself?
I've always played music. I grew up in a sort of folk singing era, which was a lovely kind of do-it-yourself music. I spent most of my young adulthood out of the country for, I think, what are now obvious reasons. I felt much more comfortable. And we were able to make a lifestyle of traveling around, working on boats, performing in clubs and things like that. That was the background, but it was never very good or we never were very successful. At the moment, I have a stand-up bass, which I play, and I just make that my discipline. I play with a bow, I play sort of classical music, I play sort of blues stuff. And I love it because it's just a very physical instrument. You stand up, you're wrapped around the instrument, it resounds against you. And especially in an old farmhouse with wooden floors, there's a kind of a sound box underneath it, you know. So I just love playing it. I never get very much better, but just doing it is enough for me.
We were very privileged to have family farming ground in the Karoo, and we linked up there much more directly. And then, of course, very directly when he started the law clinic here, Law Clinic for Human Rights, in Colesberg and in the nearby areas. So that was a wonderful experience.
In fact, one of the reasons I came up here was because I had a strong sense of the disadvantage, the double disadvantagedness of rural black people, farm workers included, but not only, of course. And so I had the opportunity to start a mobile law clinic, which was the first in the country. We had a small group, a small team who would go out, sort of pick up cases and listen, and then we would take them to court. I'm just so grateful for that opportunity. I would never have missed it for anything. Popularity just wasn't even an issue for me. You know.
I think he was the first person that I felt, besides my friends and family, that I felt completely accepted for who I was. And that allowed me to be my true self. I think it's that quality that he is still bringing out in me. A total acceptance of me as a human being with no judgment. And I see that that's what he does with our daughters as well. And I think that's what everybody loves about him, is his humanness, his ability to make you feel whole, I suppose. Yeah.
Zen meditation is not an escape from what is happening or the creation of a private alternative reality. On the contrary, when the voices of our self-concern have a chance to quieten, we find that we are already woven into this world and are naturally a part of it.